Hey everyone, Graham here. So I need to start this video with a confession that might make some of you want to throw your phone against the wall. Remember when I used to tell you you could book Air Canada business class flights to Europe for 60 to 70,000 Aeroplan points if you were flexible with your dates? Well, I just checked, and the cheapest direct business class flight from Toronto to Europe on Air Canada Metal is now 117,000 Aeroplan points. That's not a typo. 117,000 points. We're talking about a 67% increase in redemption costs for the exact same seats on the exact same planes flying the exact same routes. It's like waking up one day and finding out that your favorite coffee shop decided to charge $8 for the same latte it used to charge $4.80. Except this coffee shop also happens to control the largest airline loyalty program in Canada.
I was acting. Or was I?
But here's what's really frustrating. This isn't just some random market adjustment. This is the result of calculated strategy by major airlines to squeeze more value out of their loyalty programs. And Air Canada is playing right along. Today I'm going to break down exactly what's happening behind the scenes, why your Aeroplan points are worth less than they used to be, and what you can do about it. Fair warning, some of what I'm about to tell you might make you angry. But knowledge is power, and understanding these changes is the first step to adapting your point strategy to this new reality. The United Conspiracy. Let me start by sharing some alleged insider information that explains exactly why your Aeroplan redemptions have gotten so expensive. About 6 months ago, a Reddit user with connections inside United Airlines dropped some absolute bombshells about what's happening behind the scenes in the airline loyalty world. Here's the tea. United Airlines has been aggressively pressuring partner airlines like Air Canada and Avianca LifeMiles to raise their redemption rates. Why? Because too many savvy travelers were using these programs to book United flights at much cheaper rates than United's own program was offering. Let me give you a concrete example that perfectly illustrates this problem from United's perspective. A business class seat from Newark to London on United Airlines used to cost 45,000 Avianca LifeMiles. I actually booked and flew this exact flight at this price. 60,000 Air Canada Aeroplan points, or 80,000 United miles. Think about that for a second. You could book the exact same seat on the exact same United aircraft with the exact same service, but pay almost half the points if you were smart enough to book through Avianca instead of United directly. From United's perspective, this was a massive loophole that was hurting their bottom line, and savvy people like myself, and hopefully you, were taking advantage. United basically gave both Air Canada and Avianca an ultimatum. Raise your rates to match ours, or we'll cut off your access to our award inventory. And guess what? Both programs blinked first. Both Air Canada and Avianca have now significantly increased the cost of booking United flights, eliminating some of those sweet spot redemptions that used to make their programs so attractive. But here's where it gets really concerning. United didn't stop there. According to this insider information, United has been offering preferential deals to other airlines in exchange for limiting partner access to their most valuable redemptions. They're essentially creating a mini monopoly on certain routes and partners, forcing people to use United's own program if they want to access the best award space. This isn't just business, this is a coordinated effort to squeeze value out of programs that were offering too much consumer benefit. The real world impact. Let me give you some concrete examples of how this is played out on the Aeroplan side, because the numbers are honestly shocking. I've been tracking and writing about Aeroplan redemptions for over 2 years in my email newsletter. I used to regularly send my readers incredible Air Canada business class redemptions. Toronto to Amsterdam for 60,000 points, Vancouver to Dublin for 70,000 points. These were real bookable flights that I was finding multiple times per month. Fast forward to today, as of filming, I just spent an hour searching for Air Canada business class redemptions to Europe. The absolute cheapest direct flight I could find was 117,000 points one way on an Air Canada flight. That is a 67% increase from what used to be readily available. But here's what's even more frustrating. It's now more expensive to book Air Canada business class flights using Aeroplan points than it is to book United flights using United miles or Aeroplan points. A business class flight to Europe with Air Canada costs as low as 117,000 Aeroplan points, but it only costs 80,000 Aeroplan points to fly with United's business class to Europe. Air Canada is literally pricing their own loyalty program members out of their own flights. Meanwhile, and this is important, you can still book partner airlines like Swiss, Lufthansa, or TAP Air Portugal for as low as 60,000 to 70,000 Aeroplan points for business class to Europe. So Air Canada is charging almost double to fly their own metal compared to their partners. Why this matters? You might be thinking, okay Graham, this is all interesting industry drama, but why should I care? Here's why this matters for every Canadian who earns Aeroplan points. First, while Air Canada does publish award charts and has actually become more transparent in some ways, like publishing median redemption values showing what real users are getting for their points, they're not going to alert you when the fundamentals of the program change. You won't get an email saying, hey, just so you know, we've made it 67% more expensive to book our own flights with points. You have to educate yourself and stay informed to understand these shifts. Second, yes, there has always been seasonal fluctuations in award availability and pricing. That's the nature of air travel. Some times of year are great for finding deals and others are terrible. But what we're seeing now goes beyond normal seasonality. The undeniable trend is that redemption prices are going up across the board and availability is going down. This isn't temporary, this is structural. Third, this sets a precedent for other programs. If Air Canada can successfully devalue their program while maintaining customer loyalty, what's stopping other programs from following suit? Fourth, your points are becoming less valuable over time. And this isn't accidental. It's a deliberate strategy to extract more value from its loyalty program members. The days of finding amazing sweet spot redemptions are becoming increasingly rare, and they're being replaced by dynamic pricing that's designed to maximize airline revenue, not customer value. The balanced view. Now, before you cancel your Aeroplan cards and swear off the program forever, let me provide some balance here. Despite these concerning changes, I still believe Aeroplan is the most attractive loyalty program available to Canadians, and it is absolutely still the most attractive to me personally. Here's why. Partner redemptions are still incredible. While Air Canada's own flights have become more expensive, you can still find phenomenal value with Star Alliance partners. I recently helped a newsletter subscriber book business class to Asia on ANA for 85,000 points, a flight that would usually cost 6,000 plus in cash. These opportunities still exist if you know where to look. Program breadth. WestJet Rewards and Porters programs simply can't compete with the global scale of Star Alliance. If you want to book awards to Africa, Asia, or even just to Europe, Aeroplan gives you access to many more airlines, more routes, and more flexibility than any other Canadian alternative. Credit card ecosystem. The Aeroplan credit card ecosystem is still robust, with multiple cards offering competitive welcome bonuses and earning rates. You can still accumulate large amounts of Aeroplan points relatively easy through strategic credit card use. Buy points opportunities. When Aeroplan runs promotions offering you to buy points with bonuses, you can still find situations where buying points for specific redemptions makes financial sense, even at higher redemption rates. What to do about it? So, what should you do with this information? Here's my updated strategy for navigating the new Aeroplan reality. Strategy number 1, expand your partner knowledge. Don't just look for Air Canada flights anymore. Get familiar with Swiss, Lufthansa, Austrian, TAP Air Portugal, and all the other Star Alliance partners. These often offer better value and availability than Air Canada's own flights. Strategy number 2, embrace the earn and burn mentality. Don't hoard Aeroplan points hoping they'll get more valuable. They won't. When you see a good redemption, book it. The sweet spots that exist today might be gone tomorrow. Strategy number 3, diversify your points portfolio. Don't put all your eggs in the Aeroplan basket. Consider building up balances in other transferable points programs like Amex Membership Rewards or RBC Avion that give you more flexibility. Strategy number 4, monitor multiple programs. What used to be the best Aeroplan redemption might now be cheaper through another airline program. I have made recent redemptions with Air France Flying Blue, British Airways Avios, and Cathay Pacific Asia Miles that provided better value than anything Aeroplan was offering. The reality check. Here's my honest assessment of where things stand. Right now, the golden age of Aeroplan sweet spot redemptions seems to be ending. The program is still valuable, but it requires more work, more flexibility, and more strategic thinking to extract maximum value. This is not unique to Aeroplan. It's happening across the industry. Airlines have figured out that loyalty programs are incredibly profitable, and they're optimizing them for revenue rather than customer value. As consumers, we need to adapt our strategies accordingly. The good news is that opportunities still absolutely exist. They're just harder to find and require more expertise to identify. That's exactly what I do to help you navigate these complexities and find value that does still exist in these programs. If you want to stay ahead of these changes and find out about opportunities as they develop, make sure you're subscribed to my Jetsetter Premium email newsletter linked in the description below. That's where I share specific redemption opportunities, strategy updates, and analysis of program changes as they happen. I also have referral links for the best Aeroplan credit cards if you're still interested in earning points despite these challenges. Aeroplan's premium credit cards are going to become more important when earning Aeroplan Elite status, and I will be covering that in a future video. Remember, loyalty programs are still valuable tools for accessing premium travel experiences. But like any tool, you need to understand how to use it effectively in the current environment. The strategies that worked 2 years ago might not work today, but new opportunities are always emerging for those who know where to look. If you like this video, check out my other recent video where I break down the changes to earning Aeroplan Elite status in 2026. See you in the next video.